So it's being reported that Steve Cohen and Hal have a mutual respect for each other. And based on that alone, Steve Cohen isn't going to go after Aaron Judge unless the Yankees say, hey, we're totally out of this. Then he will make an attempt probably, because who wouldn't want to make an attempt? But I just find it so crazy that an owner like Steve Cohen would do something like that. And I guess it just proves me right in the sense of like my theory that it's all politics. At the end of the day, these guys are billionaires, millionaires, and all these guys, got there for some type of reason. And Steve Cohen was voted in, and Hal was one of those guys that promoted him, that said, hey, look, this guy's good. Let's bring him on in. And that's huge coming from Yankees ownership, right? Out of all those baseball teams, the Yankees one, I would say, has more value. And so when we look at Steve Cohen being like, hey, look, yeah, we're not gonna mess in this. We're not gonna, because imagine Mets versus Yankees trying to get Aaron Judge. Imagine how much of a bidding war it could go, especially with how deep Steve Cohen's pockets are. It can get really nasty. And I mean, I guess it's a relief for us Yankee fans because great, we don't have to deal with Steve Cohen. We don't have to go up against him. It's kind of crazy, or it could be a crazy chess move from Steve Cohen that he just goes out there and does it. But that's really, really interesting to see that play out. I wonder if it's just one of those things where they're like kind of winking at each other. Like, all right, you remember, when we first talked, about me letting you come on in and be an owner, you would kind of do me a favor here too, and not just come out here and blast up some of these players. And he's like, oh, yeah, I understand. I mean, who knows? I mean, you can go into tons of conspiracies or thoughts, but at the end of the day, it's like politics, right? It's like you rub my back, I'll rub yours type of thing. And so, yeah, I just thought that was pretty interesting. Let me know what you guys think down below. At the end of the day, Steve Cohen can definitely outbid the Yankees, and they could always use a really solid right fielder and a power bat. That could be the difference for them. And it would be interesting to see if the Yankees do say, hey, look, we're out. We're staying firm. $350 for 8 years. There you go. That's our best offer. We're not going to go higher than that. And they basically get out of the conversation. And then let's say the Mets come on in. After that, I wonder what will be the thing. Does Hal have to say, oh, look, no, definitely we're out? Or Cashman has to say, oh, no, we're definitely out. We're out of this. And then that's when Steve Cohen can go? Or will they have a back room conversation like, hey, could I start bidding on this guy now that you guys are not willing to go past $350? So besides the fact that Steve Cohen will respect Hal and not go after the Yankees' biggest free agent in a long time, what does that mean now going forward? That means probably Steve Cohen is going to start spending that money elsewhere if he's respecting Hal. And that's exactly what he did. He signed Edwin Diaz to a 5-year, $102 million contract with a $12 million signing bonus. The guy acted fast, and teams have that 5-day period after the World Series ends to exclusively talk with their free agent, and basically Edwin Diaz got the money. We're talking about $20 million a year. That's more than what the Yankees gave Chapman, where Chapman held the record back then, and now Edwin Diaz is the highest paid relief pitcher / closer in the game. Definitely the Yankees were never going to go over that $17.2 million offer that they gave Chapman to someone else, especially after they got burned with all the relievers that they signed for like $30 million or so in a total, several players in that, and it didn't work out. Whether it was Britton that got injured or Chapman with his attitude and getting injured and being inconsistent and giving up home runs, the Yankees weren't probably really going to be in that. I was hoping they would, but I guess this guy likes his trumpets in Queens. And so Steve Cohen, I guess he liked that too and jumped on it. And I wish the Yankees would have that same type of attitude and would jump on some of their prospects. Hopefully they're like that this offseason, but that is just a dream based on how Cashman deals with negotiations. I mean, it could be a smarter way. A lot of people could say that Steve Cohen just threw money away just now because closers consistently do not have good track records. Maybe Mariano Rivera, if you look at his whole career, you could say, yeah, that guy's solid. But a lot of times closers don't really work out. That's why, I just remember that guy. Do you guys remember that guy? I think his name was Brian Wilson. He played for the San Francisco Giants. He had that massive beard, and he was going crazy and helped them win the World Series. But then after that, like, the guy fell off, It's like very rare for a closer to have such a long and solid career and to be consistent. Edwin Diaz, just the previous season, not this past season, but the previous season before that, was horrible. And a lot of Mets fans didn't like him. But now this season, he put it together, figured it out, because that's the real test of a true closer, if they can consistently provide results. But definitely Steve Cohen stuck it to the Yankees and went over what their record that they gave to Chapman. They literally just compared the contracts and said, all right, we're going to give you $20 million basically, and Chapman got $11 million bonus. We'll give you $12 million, and he got 5 years. We'll give you 5 years, and we'll give you more money within those 5 years. So Steve Cohen's definitely making moves. I'm really curious to see what you guys think down below. If you think this was a good move on his part, and do you think it's a smart move for him not to bid on Judge? I mean, as long as the Yankees are in on it, he's not going to bid for him. Do you think that's smart as well? Let me know in the comments down below. For me, if I was Steve, I would just kind of go for Judge. I mean, to be honest, why not? But again, there could have been a political agreement there where there's like, hey, scratch my back, you scratch mine or yours or whatever the saying is, and we'll be good to go. Maybe that could be it too. And so you never really know the backroom politics behind this. Maybe it's a really smart move for Steve to do this and stay away and, respect Hal. So later on, he gets some sort of benefit. Who knows? But would you do that if you were Steve, or do you think Steve is just full of it and he's just saying that, but he's really gonna bid out there? And Edwin Diaz, I wonder if he's gonna ever work out long term. He's gonna work out in the short term for sure, but will the contract be worth it? Now, if only the Yankees could start making some moves now.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm